In this video, we're breaking down everything you need to know about sudo in Kali Linux. If you're new to Linux or you've just installed Kali, understanding sudo is one of the most important things you can learn. It's what gives you administrative power in the system, and Kali handles this a little differently than other distributions, so it's worth going through clearly. Let's start with the basics. The word sudo simply means super user do. When you use sudo, you're telling the system you want to run a command with elevated privileges. In Windows terms, it's the same as run as administrator. Many tasks in Kali require these privileges: installing software, changing system files, managing hardware, modifying services, and so on. Without sudo, the system won't let you make those changes. One unique thing about Kali is how it handles user accounts. Older versions used to log in as root by default, but modern Kali versions work the same way as regular Linux distributions. You create a normal user account, and that user gains administrative rights through sudo. This improves security and helps you avoid the classic beginner mistake of running everything as the root user. So how does sudo work in real use? Whenever you type a command that needs system-level control, you put sudo at the beginning. Kali will then ask for your password, and after that, the command executes with full privileges. The system remembers your authentication for a short time, so you won't have to enter the password again immediately for every single command. Behind the scenes, sudo is managed by a file called sudoers, which controls who is allowed to use sudo and what permissions they have. You don't edit this file manually in a text editor. There's a special command for that, but in most cases, you don't need to touch it at all. Kali already gives your main account full sudo access right after installation. The idea is simple: stay as a regular user for normal work and only elevate when you need to. This keeps your system safer and improves stability because one small mistake with root privileges can cause real damage. Another important part of using sudo effectively is recognizing when you need it. For example, installing tools, updating your system, starting services, modifying network settings, all of these require sudo. But simple day-to-day commands like navigating folders, editing files in your home directory, or running user-level apps don't need elevated privileges. Getting comfortable with this difference helps you work faster and avoid running everything as the root user out of habit. Kali also includes a few features that rely on sudo for security. System services, penetration testing tools, and anything that interacts with low-level hardware usually expect sudo to be used. This ensures those tools don't run with unrestricted access unless you intentionally authorize it. Even though sudo is powerful, it's also very controlled. Every command you run with sudo is logged, which means you always have a record of what happened. That's helpful when troubleshooting or when you want to trace back what changes were made. So in summary, sudo in Kali Linux is all about balance. It gives you the administrative power you need while keeping your system protected from accidental damage. You authenticate when needed, you elevate only when it makes sense, and you stay in control of your system without running everything as the root user. By understanding sudo properly, you'll be more confident using Kali Linux and able to operate it the way it was designed: secure, stable, and professional.